Hi. In the Song of Faith, the Statement of Faith of the United Church, written by, I like to say, the men and women of the United Church, there's appendix also after the text, and appendix C is on the context of the Statement of Faith. And there's a section that I would like to begin to read you, the climate of terror. And it says, we live in a world of threats, both real and manufactured. Some fear for their identities, values, security, or ability to survive. There are different ways of responding to fear. Some attack the other, whom they see as the threat. Some build walls to keep them, the threats, out. Some divert precious resources to military buildup. Some search for powerful alliances. At the same time, prophetic individuals and community of faith risk dialogue and reconciliation, living with threats as a place where repentance and new vision is beckoned. And then a little later, the story of Jesus, crucified and risen, is a reminder of that death does not have the last word, and that violence, fear, war, and hatred cannot overcome or undermine the love of God. We live, and that's no scientific fact, but I believe we live in a time when we are afraid. And our world is filled with fear these days. And we even are told who are our enemies. It is those jihadists, those Islamists. And by extension, nobody will say it loud and clear except some weirdo. But we have to be wary about the Muslim community. We're told to be afraid because they're different, because they're not like us, because what happened on the other side of the planet. We're told to be afraid. And in this situation, you expect the leaders of our society to calm us, to bring some reason, some sense out of this fear, trying to, say these are real criminals, these are not criminals. But we have to admit that that does not really happen. We have leaders, and regardless of affiliation and parties, that leaders are playing those games for political gain. They tell us to be afraid. They try to raise money, feeding on this fear. They try to teach us that, yes, we're all Canadian, but. And then, when there's a but, things start to be ugly. And it's very damaging for society because what does it lead? This fear, where does it lead us? More violence, more blood, more discrimination. There was this story not that long ago in Shawinigan, province of Quebec. There was this Muslim community that wanted to build a mosque in the industrial sector of the city, not in the commercial, not in the residential, in the industrial sector. And initially, the council said yes, but the people started to complain. Call for fear, amalgamation, we don't want terrorists here, and so on and so on. And the council back from this decision, did not allow the permit because they were afraid. They were afraid that people will not follow them. They were afraid that they will lose their privilege of elected official. And this is Quebec, but there's many other examples across the country, across North America, of synagogues vandalized, people being insulted, and we don't know them, just amalgamation. So where does it lead us? Well, in the new creed, we're called to resist evil. I guess we're called to take a stand. And this is difficult because there's many, and leaders included, that would say you're with us or you're against us. If you don't support our campaign of fear, that means that you're an enabler. You allow those extremists to be in our midst. Well, no. No. We can't have a brain. We can't say those who broke the law deserve to pay for their crime. And those who do not broke the law does not deserve to pay for the crime of others they might never know and never meet. We all know that you cannot fight fire with fire because it will only produce more fire. You fight fire with water. That's the way to stop a fire. Water. In this case, reason, discernment, refusal to make all those amalgamation, refusal to repeat what we are fed for those who want to keep us afraid so they can keep their privileged position in our society. We're called to resist evil. We're called to stop to be afraid. There's many ways we can do this, each in our own context. Because some would say, oh, this is too big, I cannot do something about it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can call up our elected official and say, oh, can you dare saying that? Maybe they will continue to say it, but they will know that they don't speak for us. We can stop repeating and just judgment, bad jokes, things we hear here and there. We can initiate dialogue. We can make a stand. Of course, it's always difficult to be in counter current of what the society tells us. When we're told to be afraid and we decide not to be afraid, you're counter current. But as the story of Jesus teach us, and as John Bell reminded us when he came, Christianity is not easy. It's not an easy path. Following Jesus had it hard. He was against almost everyone. And yet we keep repeating his words. We keep trying to follow his ways. And I guess this is our inspiration. So my friend, don't be afraid. Refuse to be afraid. Refuse what you're told. Take a stand. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye.